So Michelson was a scientist which shows the interference behavior on an instrument or a device which is named as Michelson's interferometer. Previously we have discussed about the interference behavior in the light waves through the YDS, Young's double slit experiment. In Young's double slit experiment, the source of light was taken as a monochromatic source of light, while in this interference pattern, Michelson's used an extended source of light. It tells us that interference behavior can be also done when we take a extended source of light. So first we will discuss about its construction. That Michelson's interferometer consists of different parts. Okay, one of this is it consists of simply Michelson's interferometer was invented by Michelson, a scientist name, and it consists of extended light source, okay, and a beam splitter, glass plate, beam splitter which with semi-silvered, beam splitter which is semi-silvered. Okay, next one is compensating plate, okay, and two mirrors. One is M1 which is fixed, and other is M2 mirror which is movable but parallel to itself. It will be movable but parallel to itself. So this is the simple construction of Michelson's interferometer. Okay. Next, how it works. Let's say we have extended source of light. This is extended source of light. Okay, and let's say or we may say this is an extended source of light. The source emit the radiations. We take only one radiation. Okay. In its path, a semi-silvered plate is placed. Semi-silvered plate is placed. This is semi-silvered. Okay, so this is semi-silvered, partially semi-silvered plate. Half of its side is polished and remaining half is remain unpolished. Okay, this is M1 mirror. This is M1 mirror which is fixed. This is fixed. Okay. Exactly at the perpendicular of M1 there is another mirror which is M2. this is M2 mirror. That's this is M2 mirror. Okay. If a extended source emit out the radiations according to the geometrical optics. Okay. So if the radiations are emitted, so this will be the emitted radiation. Okay. This will be the emitted radiation. This is partially silvered plate, so it is called beam splitter. This is the beam splitter. Why it is so named? Because of its function. What is its function? When a ray of light strikes on the beam splitter, let's say this is plate C. Okay, this is plate C. When a ray of light strikes on it, a partial ray is reflected to the M2 mirror. It is partially reflected to the M2 mirror. Let's say K. It is partially reflected to M2 mirror. This is reflected ray, and other ray is transmitted to the M1 mirror, and it will strike to the M1. Okay. After reflection, it will come back again along the same path, and this will be the radiation which is reflected from the M2 mirror. But when it is reflected, it passes from the unsilvered part of this beam splitter. And similarly, this ray will also reflected from the M1 mirror. So when a reflection takes place, so this M2 mirror, it have to cross this glass plate, while it does not have. So because of so that's why the path difference will be created in these two rays. So in order to compensate the path, we must place another plate which is called compensating plate. This is the compensating plate. It is placed because of it compensates the distance, or we may say it equalizes the arms of that has covered the distance by ray 1 and R2. Let's say this is ray 1 and this is ray 2. It equalizes the both arms. It means that it describes that because of this compensating plate, both the rays will cover equal distance in the presence of compensating plates. If it is removed, then both the rays will not cover the equal distance. So that's why its function is to equalize the both arms of Michelson's interferometer, are making path difference same. Okay, making the path or length covered same. So this is the compensating plate. Compensating plate. Okay. When a ray now reflected back, then the image of M1 mirror means that when a ray reflected, it will form the visual image on this beam splitter at the silver plate. So we may say this ray after reflection M2 and these the rays reflected after M1 and crossing the compensating plate, these will interfere to each other and we see the image. This is an observer. This is an observer which observe the interference pattern. this is an extended source. If suppose this is a monochromatic light source, so with the monochromatic source of light, we will observe the dark fringes and bright fringes. Okay. If these both mirrors M1 and M2 are exactly at 90 degree with each other, if these are perpendicular to one another and the path difference is equal, then this Michelson's interferometer will behave the same as Young's double slit experiment. As we have obtained the interference behavior in YDS, then according to YDS, same pattern there will be also formed, but condition is what? In that condition, Michelson's interferometer behaves like the YDS only and only when the path difference these path difference is same, R1 and R2 must be same, and the mirrors will be perpendicular to each other. Okay. If M1 and M2 mirrors are not exactly perpendicular to each other, then what will happen? Or we may say, okay, if the ray R1 and R2 does not cover equal path, then what will be the difference? Is in that condition it will behave as a YDS? No, it will not. Why? Because of if the path difference is not exactly equal, then there will be shifting occurs. Shifting of image will occurs. So that's why the image will be obtained, or the interference behavior will be formed in accordance with the interference in thin films. Let's say, okay, if these are both perpendicular to each other, and if we move this is M2 and this is movable mirror. This is movable mirror. So if we move the mirror parallel to itself by lambda by 4, let's say lambda by 4. If this M2 is shifted parallel to itself, let's say this is the parallel to itself, it is now shifted, and how much distance it is shifted? This is lambda by 4. If it is shifted to lambda by 4, then this ray have to cover the lambda by 4 this much, and again after reflection it will cover the same distance lambda by 4. So it means there is a path difference of lambda by 2. So if difference is by shifting the M2 mirror parallel to itself by lambda by 4 distance, then twice of this distance will be path difference created by the shifting of that. Okay, because of K light ray will go the distance and incident on M2 by distance lambda by 4, and this is the mirror, it will reflect also. So when the rays are reflected lambda by 4, again the light rays has to cover, so that's why path difference will be created by lambda by 4. If the path difference is lambda by 4, if the path difference is lambda by 2, once again, okay, when we shift the mirror parallel to itself by lambda by 2, the path difference will be lambda by 2, another twice of this distance. Okay, then the interference fringes will be formed, and the destructive interference is formed when the path difference is lambda by 2. If the path difference is 0, then constructive interference will be formed. If the path difference is half lambda by 2, then destructive interference will be formed, and the series of bright and dark fringes will appear. Let's say, okay, if the path difference is x is equal to lambda by 2, so this is, if these are number of fringes will be formed, so we can write as m, and m may be any number. So we want to calculate the wavelength of light because of Michelson's interferometer gives us the precise measurement of wavelength of light that is used. So in order to calculate the wavelength, we may calculate the wavelength. So 2 here is dividing, so this will be 2x over n is equal to lambda. Okay, this will be the calculation of Michelson's interferometer. So it will behave either this is the method in which interference pattern is created. This is it act like the Bardius experiment as well as interference in thin films and depend upon the conditions. On the basis of conditions, we describe the interference behavior. Okay, this is all about the Michelson's interferometer. Thank you.